Hello everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Friday stream. We are back with our second segment. So Fortnite was pretty brutal, but so is this game. Sometimes. Alright, if the big scary warnings did not indicate anything, this is a darker game in tone. So if blood and gore bother you, if you can't handle stuff like maybe My Hero Vigilantes or Andor, if you can't handle that sort of stuff, or if you're more sensitive, this is not a good segment for you. Just want to give you that warning before we get started. Not a great segment for that. But if you don't mind any of that stuff, if blood and gore doesn't bother you, this is the fine segment for you. I think you might actually get something out of it. We're going to try something a little different. So previously in this game, we were in the middle of a run, but we're actually going to abandon said run. Mostly because, honestly, we went through the layers twice in a row. We basically won. We beat the game in the demo, in a sense. So we're gonna try something different, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. Actually, I'll get into it now, but first I'm gonna acknowledge this comment. It was fun playing you guys tonight. It was very fun. You guys made it really fun. I think my highlight of that Fortnite segment was when we got the car somehow stuck in the tree. Like between two trees perfectly. I don't know how that was pulled off, but it was fun though. You guys make it fun. I'm not gonna lie though, we only had like one kind of too easy game, and the rest was just rough. That last one, I feel so bad for everybody in that last one. That was rough as hell. It was just sweaty. Oh, hold on. Actually, I should update my about page because we're not. Yeah, well, this is now. I said we're going to be doing this game later in my about page. Well, it is now later. Oh, wait, my copy pasta might not be good, though, right now, because we're changing a few things. So let me explain what we're going to be doing. You might notice in the title, what the heck is a random layer run? My source, I made it the frick up. And I'm going to show you how it works. Let's go over the rules as I get ready to boot the game. So, normally in this demo of the game, this is, by the way, this is the Casualties Unknown, currently not finished. This is a demo. Yeah, the dev is still working on the remaining part of the game. There are 5 total layers, or levels as I call them, around these parts. And so normally they're in a set order. You start at the gravel lands, which is like the easy first cave level, and then you go throughout like you go level 2, then 3, 4, 5, and once you get past the jungle level with the giant glorified garden salad, you go back to one of the previous levels, and we would go again. But we're going to change that order. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to go... The first layer is going to still be gravel lands, because... And I'm going to get into why in a second. But then after that, what we're going to do is randomize every single layer after that point. So instead of having predictability, because you can kind of form a plan based on all of the layers and how you're going to go about it, but in this case, we're going to make it completely random. And not only are we going to make it random, we're going to do something. There's 2 ways you could do this at home if you have a copy of this game, which is, by the way, it's technically free on PC. But there's 2 ways you could do this. You could do no repeats, which means you do all 5 layers in a random order, and then once you do all 5, you go back to another random one and repeat. We're gonna try repeats allowed, which means we could get like the desert biome or like the wasteland or the jungle like 3-4 times in a row if we're really unlucky. Yeah, you're right. By the way, a dark mode can confirm on dark mode. The paint does work really good. This is a dark mode user. then again, it's really hard. Unless it's like pure black, it's really hard to look bad and for a username color to look bad on dark mode. Now, there's a couple things I don't know for sure about yet. So we're going to test a few things. Oh yeah, like I said before, loud sound warning too. Outside of the stuff I mentioned before, this game has some very loud audio at points, and despite the fact my attempts to correct some of it, headphone users be warned, this game can get loud, particularly in Wasteland, or when explosions happen. Like I said, we have previously abandoned the last run. We're going to get to that in a second. I want to test something. I think I might have to go into a new seed just to test this. Also, I'm going to need the save. Scav saver. We're going to get to that in a second. We're also, I think it's safe to say we have mastered the trap mount. We have mastered 50%. We're going to bump this to the base game stat of 100. We're going to keep it 2% to make it interesting. So what, by the way, if you don't know what these do, these are all customizable difficulty options. Trap amount means it's the amount of percentage of trap spawns for all the bad things in the game, like the bad traps, enemies, stuff like that. Yeah, we're going to make that base game, which is 100. And we're going to set the trap depth increase to 2% this time. We had it 2% last time, but this time we're jacking up the difficulty. So we're going to jack it up. I was able to handle 50% pretty well, so we're going to try 100. But first, before we actually do the real attempt, I need to test some things real quick. We're going to do that. Instead of doing it off stream, we're just going to do it live, because why not? For those who do not know what this game is, this is basically Lethal Company mixed with Terraria, but way more brutal. If it also had a very complex medical system. Is this random each time? I think that their stats are random. Okay, so how is this random layer thing going to be possible? Well, I'm going to show you. There's cheats this game has commands or cheats. What we're going to do is use a command called, let me give an example. Let me just pull a random number. Okay, pick this one again. There's a command called skip layer. And you enter the layer number you want to go to. Okay, my randomizer picked 0. 0 is the first level, that's gravel lands. Like the surface kind of level. The cave where you can see outside. The reason we always start with gravel lands first, I'm going to explain this why we do that, is because whenever we use skip layer, it counts this as progress in meters. This counts our progress. So this means if we try to instead choose a different random one to do it first, what will actually happen is it'll count as making progress, which we don't want. So that's why we're always going to start with gravel lands regardless of the randomizer stuff we're doing. Also, it does kind of give us a fair shot, like just gives us a chance to get started. I'm going to test something. Okay, so intelligence is 7. I want to test something real quick to see what it does. It'll just take us back to the first one. Let's see if it counts. It did. You see there? 300 meter. We made some meter progress. We didn't start in a drop pod this time, but... Oh! Whoa! Okay, so... By the way, that's reason 2. You see, the intelligence stat in the game goes up. This determines what you can craft in the game, and also your interactions with other survivors. So that means whenever skipping a layer counts as completing it, as I was suspecting it might do. So that means this counts as completing a level, which means you get intelligence stats. That's also reason 2 why we don't do that at the first thing. So now I just wanted to confirm that. Now we know. Now we know. Which I think is important. Let's test like one more thing before we get started with the real run here. This is why we test this stuff now before we actually start with the real thing. Also, yes, I'm using Weenie Hut Junior, like Weenie Hut General mode. I have a starter kit. Judge me if you will. Set. Don't worry about what I'm doing. This is not related to anything important. Close times spare count. Is there squint? Can I squint? I added pseudo emotes, but I don't know if that's an option for the head. Does that have to be set? Limb field head. No, I think it's body field. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't think that's a command. He should add that as a command. That'd be really based. Because I have it programmed where I can, like, make the character react. Normally these are on their own, but I added, like, the glorified emote system with numpad. This game's really nice like that. It lets you do crazy things. Like, you can bind commands to, like, anything. You can bind stuff, like commands, to an actual, like, keyboard key, which is really nice. We perfect for this game. Yeah, I think sometimes these guys would love to have a Weenie Hut General location just in the cave system. I'm gonna save real quick. You're gonna see why I'm doing that in 2 seconds. Yeah, okay. Need to load 2. By the way, what I'm doing is purely cosmetic. Support save. Hello, Raymond. Also, by the way, just a fair warning, everybody. This is a for anyone new. This is a M-rated game. You probably got a warning. So just fair warning. It's darker in tone. If you can't handle, this is the last warning I'm going to give this warning today. If you can't handle stuff like Andor or My Hero Vigilantes, especially like the latest episodes of them, not a good segment for you. Would not recommend. If you don't mind that sort of stuff, if blood and gore does not bother you, this is a fine game then. Otherwise, just keep that in mind. This is going to have blood and gore. Might not be good for sensitive viewers. If that does not bother you, you're going to be fine. All right. I'm going to test this. I haven't tried reloading a save. We're disabling time limit as well. This is casual. Whoa. Does the starter kit not exist? Let's go, D. He's ready. Oh, by the way, we don't know how. But somehow, Jackson has returned. Don't worry about how he got his limb back and how he's older now. It still makes more sense than... I don't know why there's 2 lights. We're not taking that one. I don't know why there are 2 of them. We're going to ignore that. Or also the starter kit did not work. We're just going to manually activate it. There we go. Just gives me a little something to start with. This is what the company probably would send, realistically. Dog food and water bottles, cheap. Your birthday's next Wednesday? Well, happy early birthday. That's gonna be fun. How long is a trash bag gonna last? 1 hour. Yeah, that's fair. It is a trash bag. We're just gonna eat and drink right away. still have some rations. We're gonna ignore the other. I don't know why there's two. We're gonna ignore that one because that wasn't supposed to spawn there. That was a bug. Probably because I reloaded the save. Turning 30. Oh, you're close to my age then. What's the first objective here? Oh, hold on. You know what? Hold on. I almost forgot, guys. We're gonna put a little timer on the screen. We're gonna try to limit this to, like... We're gonna try to limit our time a little bit. I don't have a time limit on, but I am gonna try to at least make this not take too long for each layer. But I need an objective to shoot for. And I think the first thing we need to do is make, what I like to do in every one, make a permanent flashlights. At some point. I'd love to do it now if we get lucky. But I think that's going to be long term. There's a light bulb there, but I don't know if I want to go for that one. We need other parts too. Like, we need a lot for this. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be weird. It'll be fun though. Nah, I'm close. I'm close to the big 3-0 myself. Where I think we're both like 29. We need to like build a back. I can't see that way. That makes me nervous. Odd. I don't see a guy in there. Whoa. That's an auto pump. I don't think I can carry that, but I'd like to. My character can't recognize it yet. Jackson cannot recognize it yet. It's kind of like, consider this like Breath of the Wild. Like, he doesn't remember anything in the last run. Oh, that's terrifying. We're gonna get rid of that geyser if we can. Ah. Uh-oh. Ooh. That was a little close. That could have been really bad. This game's main gimmick is the very complex medical management system this game has. That's kind of the main gimmick of this game. I really would like to get into the life pod. I don't know if it's worth it, though. Oh, there is a survivor in there. Holy crap. Cannot grab that, nor do I want to mess with that. I forgot what it's like not starting with a tool. I don't feel like... I know the speed ups are a thing in this game. I don't feel like using them. Not as much control. There is a shard of glass in there. So your house is full of gravel. This guy has some actual decent items in here. I don't know if we have anything of trade value, though. Not anything I'm willing to give up. Uh-oh. That did not take long for a cave-in. I wasn't planning on staying here, because I don't think we're going to be able to sleep here now. Huh? Oh, I think you're talking to Sassy when you met. I think that's what the... How did I get up there? What is stopping me from... Is it literally the single bit of water? Maybe this plastic. I was gonna say, I could not get out. Can we just turn that air conditioner off? Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's the problem. The moment I break a single block, water is going to start spewing out of here. Which is fine in my case. I think there's a couple things up there we could trade in. I can only reach. Grab it. Oh, oh, oh. This is worth a lot of money. It is... Oh, it's a beat-up auto pump. We don't want to carry that, then. This is how we're going to get a filter straw. Alcohol. Sell that. Boom. We can buy the filter straw now. You're going to see what that does later. Basically, that is a really good item to have early. There's no joke. That it lets us drink any water without getting sick. Can I sell this? No, you do not want the foliage rope. Is there anything else I can sell? Like maybe this. I kind of want the nutrient bar. I think that's better food than the other dog food at this point. There we go. Kind of work. Pac-Man 99. RIP Pac-Man 99. It's pepperonis. Namco managed to drop the ball once again. How's our energy? I don't know. We might want to stay the night, but I don't know if I want to waste time. I think that would waste time, though. I'm not going to do that. As long as we hold the filter straw in our hand, our main hand here, drink the water, and it's going to be fine. That's bad. %97% circuit board, that's a keeper. We have foliage. Scrap metal is really rotten, though. It's unfortunate. Is that another life pod? And a drill. Alright, we need to make a single canvas. I'm seeing... That's a really weird spawn for a spike trap. We could probably take advantage of that for the scrap metal we need later, but we don't have the storage. We need more storage. We gotta watch out for glass. We can step on glass shards, which is really bad in this game. We do not want to do that. I forgot to read that other note, too. Captors will get what they deserve. I don't think someone like the scientists above. There's a lot of pods in this area. We learn how to make soup. And we found a material pouch. Okay, that's really good find. That is basically free inventory. I think we're gonna have to sleep. They're definitely not going to turn the servers back on. This is why stop killing games is good. That's good movement. I hate to say it, I think we should call for that light bulb. Just do not put it in my mouth. Here's a battery. That's going to run out. Doesn't matter. Cannot put it in material pouch, but now we have part 1 of the flashlight in the long term. Plexiglass. We need plastic and biochem. We don't even have the ability to make it yet. I don't even have a light bulb worth holding on to. I'll do it for now. But it might not be worth it. Is we're gonna need some very specific finds. You submitted a bunch. I'm definitely gonna be looking over them soon. I don't know if we're able to do it this week. Like a lot of that, but I am curious. I don't think it's worth going for a drill pod right now. Might be the only chance we get, but at the same time, we have filter straw, right? Oh gosh, that's a jump pad in that water. I don't want to mess with that. You know what I do want to mess with, though? Breaking it. No, 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 no. Oh. Oh. Okay, so we got hit by it. I'm gonna try to take it down while it's disabled. I think the water pushed us into it. Oh, we're hurting a little bit. Oh, that's good scrap metal, though. That was kind of worth it. Ooh, that could have been worse. That is a high pain level, though. Ooh, that could have been a lot worse there, though. Yeah, I'll make some biochemical fluid. That could have been horrendously bad, though. That could have been really bad. We need the scrap cube. Now we have that. I'm gonna have to look. I'm curious about the custom cards. I'm probably gonna come up with some myself at some point too, but that's not as much as a priority as going through them. Okay, so make the flashlight. This is the first thing. I want to make a permanent replacement for the flashlight, like the emergency one, because that's just not gonna last forever. Scrap tube. How do you make plexiglass? That's just plastic, isn't it? We need a cutting tool, but you don't need that for the scrap tube. So that's our first one we'll try to make. Chunks of plastic, common. Nails, hard to make. Oh, we gotta make nails too. To do that, we need scrap tool. It needs more things that need cutting, though. And we need a cutting tool. How do we make a cutting tool? Like, about a knife? Like a flimsy knife. What do we need for that? Scrap metal, wood cube, foliage rope. Okay, so we have the scrap metal in question, but nothing else. Except like the light bulb, which it's a light bulb. I'm gonna go back to that water for a minute. I need a drink. Really hard to get a drink in this water. We're chilling out now. Let's try to go down. I'm lucky that glass was not too hard to deal with. Oh, there's our opportunity to make a cutting tool. We've seen a wood cube, which I think we need certain things for. Wood cube. We need wood scraps. No, it'll be very cool once we add them in. I'm looking forward to working on that. Gosh darn it. Made the cube. Now we gotta make the tool, I think. We have the scrap cube. Oh, we need scrap metal. Oh, no, we need the scrap metal, not the scrap cube. Shoot, I always forget that detail. Always forget that. I always forget that detail in this game. Like, it's not... You need scrap metal. I always forget that detail in this game. That's a good find. Running out of places to put things, though. We really need to get another item to store items in. Like, we need to make a bag. We need to have more inventory management stuff. But with the Guilty as Sock submission ones, those are all the custom card ones. Those are always going to be open. Not seeing anything particularly dangerous here. That's a huge find I can't store yet. Need a canvas. Now we can make the foliage bag. Oh, it's a little wet. That's fine. I'll swap that out with the soda. We can now finally start storing some things in another bag. It's gonna be a little cluttery for a while, but that doesn't matter. Also, the starter kit is making this easy, so now we can just get materials right away. Finding the scrap metal is going to be harder, though, at this point. I think that's going to be... Oh. I'm concerned to go for that. might be worth it. That was, in fact, very worth it. We just need a foliage rope, and we're set. Jump pads have been doing me really good this run. It's probably gonna be one game. I might change it to a viewer segment though. People have been wanting like stuff like Guilty as Sock and Repo. We might, as much as I like this game, I think it'd be nice if we like did a multiplayer one tomorrow. Because Fortnite was a little rough. I'd like to give people a viewer game that like wasn't as rough. I kind of want to check this. What do we need for the? Oh, we can make the nails now. And the scrap tube. We just made scrap tube. That's a material. That goes in the material pouch. We need to make nails, which is going to require more stuff. We're making progress. We have the scrap tube now. Now we need nails. This flimsy knife's going to do us good for now. We will have to upgrade it, probably. Like a crude cleaver at some point. Very expensive to make, though. Yeah, it doesn't. There's no like right or wrong way to do it, though. It's pretty simple, and you don't have to submit it if you don't want to. That's the thing. Can I see if it's worth going in there? I feel like I'm gonna, like, get glass sharded. Oh, I can just do this. I don't have to do that. I can just get rid of the plastic. You gotta be careful with water in this game, because if you're not careful, you will get dragged by it, and it could cause you to have a nasty fall, which is not too fun. Even a little bit can be pretty dangerous, because the caves being slippery. I think that's the logic here, is the caves are slippery. Excuse me? That's a shovel with a hammering quality to it. That's a really good find. And tweezers. That's good. Yeah. Let's just drain that out. I don't think that's worth getting into. It might be worth investigating, though. Because you don't have to go near the trap. The water, however, might be a problem, but that's future me's problem. Yeah, well, the future is now. That trap is really a non-issue. It's not in a spot we're going to go to. That's a chest drain. Can't recognize it yet. That's a chest drain. Okay, we're not going to mess with that. That's too dangerous to deal with. It's a spike trap, but we're not going to mess with the spike trap. Is it worth going up there? Uh-oh. We're gonna find out in 2 seconds if that was worth it. It wasn't hard to get up here. I really want to take advantage of the fact that we're in gravel lands before like the randomization ticks in. There's no time limit. I don't have that on. I don't have that on right now. I am not seeing anything worth my time here. We're gonna start going down a little bit. That is a tough jump. Ooh. I would have grabbed it, I think, but that was a little scary. That was a little scary. That's a weird jump pad spawn. Can I get up there? I don't think I can get up there. A little hungry, we can eat. We were very hungry. We definitely needed some food there. Okay. Soda shouldn't be too sickening as long as we're careful. Drink the whole can. Now we have an extra can that can hold some liquids. So I might use that to hold biochem. Yep. Don't worry, I check everything anyway. You can make the up. You're fine. By the way, the examples were just bait. Those were just vanilla game ones. So if they were confusing, that's why. You don't have to really worry about it. I even might, like, for a lot of them, I'll probably just end up refining them later. So it doesn't have to, like, be a perfect description, because they're probably going to end up getting adjusted anyway. Gosh, that's terrifying. I could really use the scrap metal from it, but I gotta be really careful. That isn't If I get launched by that, that could be really bad news, so I gotta be really careful. 54% scrap can't... Oh, we can make a makeshift wrench out of that. Oh, you know what? A wrench might be a good idea, but we have the shovel. So I'm gonna ignore it for now. That's a bad guy in there, but he's a little stuck. Shovel's doing us really good on the stamina. We do need to be careful with the wooden shovel. It is a hammering item, though, so we do need it. I'd love to make another... I'd love to actually make... another bag here. Our leg's still jacked up. No, that healed. We don't need a way to wrap it then. I think that is worth investigating. Oh, I gotta watch my light here. That's wild. All the food you hate, he likes. I'm probably some kind of in between. What the? Windows is being dumb about my hard drives. I was like trying to do something with that. Oh, never mind. That's not the one that's being defragged. Never mind. I thought Windows was complaining about a hard drive, but it was not related. Excuse me, a titanium machete recipe? That's a wild... That's painkiller. That's opioids. That's painkiller. Get rid of this. We're putting that on my back. What kind of... Does that have hammering quality? We're gonna keep that. Today I found a few weird metal cans that had the label ripped off. I couldn't tell what it was, and the liquid was too thick to pour out. But it's surprisingly filling. I feel like I just had a nice steak. I feel so sleepy. I'm about to drink the next can. I love these cans. The bottom of the paper looks like something with black chunks in it was forcibly ejected onto it. Strawberry cheesecake. Yeah! I could sleep here, but I don't think I want to. I might shower and leave. Scare about this random run is the first layer here is gonna be really easy. Maybe I can make morphine. Oh, we have opium and water. How many milligrams do we have in this thing? We don't know. I think it's worth having that on hand, to be honest. We could even mix it a little bit. Well, that's good to have. That's gonna help in bad situations where, like, pain is a problem. Good for emergencies, about it. It'd be amazing if we at some point pulled out like a flashlight or a titanium item. Oh. Oh, it's food. Oh, frick, it's food. Where do we put it? This lasts 3 hours, this lasts 4, this lasts longer. Can we store it? We really need to be able to store food. We really need to be able to store food. If you don't like cats, you don't... You heard someone say, if you don't like cats, you don't respect boundaries. I'm fine with cats. It's like a mixed bag. I think it depends on the cat. Like I've heard experiences be good and bad. Like I've heard of some really nasty ones, including some like ones my parents had at points. I've also heard of like people like who had really good experiences with cats. Genuinely a mixed bag. Also, finally, inventory management. I can actually store things. Yeah, that's the thing. You just don't be a jerk. Unless you just get like an unlucky like. Well, again, every pet's different. Like Fritz was a little angel. Sophie's a menace to society. As cute as she is, menace. I'm gonna get rid of that. I gotta be very careful because I don't want to like fall a weird way here. This is very much Jackson, as you can see by the ID. Listen, we don't know how, but somehow Jackson returned. Also, we didn't lose the other run. I just abandoned it because we kind of set out what we needed to do. Oh right, my let me move the camera down. Also, he's aged a bit. There was a little bit since last time. Don't worry about that. If we ragdoll here, are we gonna, like, have problems? Maybe. I gotta, like, get my... Oh. I gotta position myself on this rubber, because if I don't, it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna use the mush tail and just pass out. With the mush tail. Listen, it makes more sense than episode 8 and 9 of Star Wars. Oh, frick. What a lovely way to wake up. Nature's alarm clock. We need water. That's the next thing we need here. How's our other mush tail? Is that still good? That's still good for a while. I'm gonna see if we can get a replacement one, though. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Oop. Honestly, I'm surprised Jackson the first time around survived so freaking much. I mean, he got shot in the straight in the abdomen by a turret. Several fractures. Lost an entire limb the last time. Dude just somehow survived all of it. Incredibly lucky we have this filter straw. Where am I go through, Joe? I need that. Actually, I need that one now. That one's wet. Now it's not gonna be as good. I'm trying not to use my flashlight because I don't know if we're gonna get lucky enough to actually be able to make one. We have the tools technically now, but we need things. Like, I need... Do we need plastic? We can make the plexiglass for it now. We can make all the plastics easy to get. That's stupid easy. The wires, I think, are going to be the problem. Oh, no. Actually, wait. Can we just make it sooner than later here? I mean, we have most of the materials. Except, yeah, nails. We need nails. So, plastic, like right here, stupid easy to get the plastics. That's not the problem. The plastics are cheap. That's not really going to be the issue. It's going to be... It is going to be the other stuff that ends up being a problem. Yeah, how do I make the wire? Isn't wires... Doesn't that require nails? No, plastic and copper. No, that's not too bad to go for. Rubber's got a bunch of plastic in it, so... It gives us plastic. Sometimes. It's being a jerk about it now. I say that and it just immediately gives me more plastic. Playing old school right now. I really don't want to, like, waste my flashlight. I've already kind of wasted it. That might be worth it. That might be worth going up. Oh yes, big emote. It doesn't show up like that in the chat, but it shows up here in my chat for some reason. I wish there was a way in Stream Elements I could make that work. I could just make them big in the chat there too, when you like the bit redemption thing. That'd be a neat feature. We over encumbered how much? 3%. That's not anything. It's enough to where I didn't even notice it. I'll make more biochem. That's gonna be pain in the butt later. Now I just gotta make... Oh, I'm stupid. I got rid of too much. Now I don't have a light source. But that's fine. No, that's not worth going for. I ironically need to find another trap so we can make more stuff. We don't even need more cereal. A little dry. We're very happy because we keep finding food. Oh, there's no way they had good scrap metal, like, just like that. That was huge. Okay. Now we can make nails, but to do that, we need a scrap cube. To make the scrap cube, we just use a little bit of that in biochem. Now we make nails. And now... I'm sorry, wait, is there another one? Oh, oh my goodness. There's more scrap metal. I don't even know if we need any more right now for anything. The wires, wait, don't we need... No, we don't. We're really close to making this. We just need... Oh, we need copper. That's the last thing is copper. Wasn't there something else that needed, like, isn't there like a weapon or a tool that was needed to, Yeah, didn't we also need to make a new knife? Scrap panel, and a stick. Okay, we need scrap panel. Isn't that also lead up to the machete? Which we can't make, but that's the future upgrade. Yeah, we need scrap panel, which means scrap cube. We're in business. That'll work. I no longer have any light source, but let me get back up. We've gotten extremely lucky with the traps. 100% difficulty's feeling okay so far, but I think that's gonna get a little worse in time. Alright, now we get the water there. We're doing pretty good right now. Blood bag's an interesting find. I don't know if that's worth going for yet. We're getting a lot done on this layer. We just gotta find copper. Which is a little luck-based, so we're just gonna have to, like, look around and see what we can find. I'm gonna blow my nose, dude. I'm getting over a cold, so it's a little... I don't remember, honestly, there's really no good camera for this game. I could go middle, but it blocks a bunch of the view. There's really just no good camera for this game. Hold on, wait, what if I just manually tweak it? A little bit, hold on. What if I just... Oh, it's locked. What if I just... Hold on, big brain? Big brain time? What if I just do that? I guess it's still kind of in the way, but you can see the top part now. It's like a little in the way, but it's not as bad. I don't know. What do you guys think of it? What do you guys think of that? Is that a good idea, or was just blocking that item better? Like, would view matter more here? Also, I'm a little scared to go down that way. I don't feel comfortable with that. I can't see. I also don't know about this way either. Oh, here's middle ground. Go down this way. Can I get to that crate without going in there? Can't reach it. That's unfortunate. Not really interested in the blood bag. Kinda got a lot of stuff as is here. I'm just gonna replace this glow fruit. Okay, it's safe to go down there. That is not safe. I was gonna see if we can break the tile around it. There we go. Terrible scrap metal, though. What is that? Alcohol. That is isopropyl. Can we store that in a bottle? No, we don't have any more containers. Come on, can we dump the syringe? Can we just drain that? We're just gonna drain that. We're gonna switch that out for morphine. That we were able to somehow make. There we go. Problem solved. I have no idea how much it'll let me put in there. But it's good antiseptic, so... Oh, let's see, hold, like, how much is that? 247 milliliters? That's pretty good. That's good enough. But we're only going to need it to make certain things, so that's not too bad. Honestly, I think that's pretty good. And never have too much stuff. Until you have too much stuff. Then it becomes a problem at some point. Okay, so... Copper. I've not seen any yet. I'm gonna just quickly check up here. Not seeing any, fortunately. Not even up here. We're gonna ignore that. Need a little more. Let's get some water. We're good. What is that? There's something down there next to that corpse. I don't know what it is, though. That is chocolate milk. Can I just dump the container and store the container? I might just not take that, but I might take the container. I might take that. Well, I want to keep the bottles together. Can we put this somewhere else? Anywhere else? No. How many units is that? It's 0.5? How much is in there? Oh my goodness. Can we just dump a little bit of the alcohol then or something? Or maybe move the filter straw? Yeah, we'll do that. Need to check where we're going. Ooh. We could drink some water real quick. Yeah, filter straw. It's gonna expire at some point. Might as well use it. Also bathe at the same time. That'll work. Alright. Yeah, I suppose we still have food ration and water ration too. We haven't even used all of our clean water yet. Which is kind of wild. That's safe. Oh, except if I do that. Oops. Well, except if I do that. How bad was that? No, that wasn't. Ooh, we hit our hand pretty bad there. Ooh. I gotta be careful of these jumps. Come on, can we make some dressing? Yeah, we're gonna do that. Just to help the muscle there on the hand. I don't think it's actually doing that much. I think it only affects skin, but not muscle. It might protect it, at least. It also just looks cool. Geofruit's in the wall, and so is the foliage. That is worth investigating. I am seeing no copper veins, though, anywhere. I stand corrected. There is a copper vein down there. Oh, we're dirty again? That's not a problem. We just do this. Did not mean to toss my shovel. Alright, well, we found the copper vein we needed. Oh, gosh, that's a spike trap. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna disarm that real quick. Is it just unable to activate? Where's my shovel? Well, I guess we have to do it by hand. I think I lost my shovel. I think it broke. I have another tool, but I want to save the digging tool. I want to save that, though. When we need it. I do not want to sleep here, though. Not next to that thing down there. Finally, have it all. Let's go home. We're gonna be in bad sleepy land soon if we do not find a good place to sleep. We still have a mushtail. We do not. I'd love to get to that life pod. I don't think it's gonna be doable, though. I'd love to get down there, but I don't think that's gonna be doable. Play is gonna have to be good enough. Oh, that's unfortunate. Should we not? Yeah, thank you. I'd rather not. That'll work. Been too drowsy. We gotta sleep. That'll work. Better than nothing. Alright, now we need to do something about that trap. That's gonna be a problem. I'd say let's first disarm it for like 15 seconds, and then we'll try to break the block. That is worthless. Not that we need any more scrap stuff right now. No, isn't there water right here? We can just use the filter straw again, because that's gonna expire. It's not use-based. Filter straw is pure time, so we just gotta take advantage of it. Water might not always be this just readily available, unfortunately. I consider this an emergency. We don't have any glow fruits. I would consider this an emergency. Actually, 100% difficulty has not been bad. There's been a lot of traps, but like it's not bad on this level. Although I think it's gonna get worse on some of the other ones. Excuse me? That's a grappling hook. That's a huge find. What was in this pot? Is that a gun? That's an assault rifle. It has no mag. Nothing in it. But it's an assault rifle. We should probably get rid of something for this. Like, how many units is that? That's massive, though. We'd have to get rid of so much stuff for that to fit anywhere. I guess hard decision time. I guess. Wait, don't we have process? I'm gonna try to make the flashlight too. But how do we make the wires again? Oh, we can make that now. Does that mean we can make it? Or try to make it? We have the intelligence, too. We just need the plastic. So you know what? I have an idea. Why don't we come back for the assault rifle in a second? We'll leave that right there. We're going to come back for that. But, okay, there's a thing there. Rotten. It doesn't matter, though. There is plastic just right here. And we've somehow gained a bunch of intelligence, so we can actually make a flashlight scot-free. We can make a flashlight for free. Done. It doesn't have a battery, but it doesn't matter. We have the actual item. And we got rid of a bunch of mats for it, too. This means we can now, in theory, carry the assault rifle. Holy crap, that's a good find. It's a good assault rifle, too. It's like good condition. The grappling hook alone was a huge discovery. That's going to be really good in the long run. That's going to let us just go almost anywhere. Oh, how over-encumbered are we? Oh, we are really bad on over-encumbrance, though. It's the only problem. We are, like, really bad on being over-encumbered. So we gotta be extremely careful right now. Next step, I think, is to make batteries. for these devices, like make a medium battery. That's the next goal. We earned sterilized dressing, scarf. Just a for fun item. Plastic bag, how much is that in unit wise? This holds more. This decays, what's the over encumbrance reduction? That is better. Despite holding less, it is better. I hate to say it, we might have to get rid of some stuff here in a minute. I am not getting rid of this. I'm willing to sacrifice some stuff like the chest drain. This lasts longer too. I'm willing to get, honestly, I'm willing to get rid of, oh, we can hold the chest drain still. You guys need to be in the material pouch. What are you doing there? You're not, that doesn't count. You're not supposed to be there. Only chocolate milk bottle counts as material, so we can put that in there too for now. That was a good find, because now we're not over encumbered as bad. The red blinking lights in the dark are spike traps. Watch out for them, please. Please. Someone just walked into one of them in distance. I just heard a yelp and silence after. Stay safe. So you always have to disarm spike traps. You never frick around with a spike trap. Okay, now to make the batteries... unfortunately, making them is a little harder. But if you have scrap panels, which we're going to have to start collecting in the future... I think we have some leftover from when we have a bunch of them left over. Also, weren't we also trying to make... the screw cleaver? Oh, we need a stick. We just need wood for that. But no, to make a medium battery, we need a couple of regular batteries. Oh, we need a wrench. Or like a tool. Wait, can this tool remove batteries? Can this one remove batteries from stuff? A little hard to reach that bulb. No. I've learned the hard way in this game, do not put light bulbs in your mouth. Very rotten idea. Unless you'd like it to shatter in your mouth and have glass in there. Ugh. You don't want to mess with light bulbs in your mouth in this game. You just don't do that. There's a chance of failure for the medium battery because we don't have the intelligence for it, but it can be made. So in the future, we're going to be able to start making these. We do want to maybe carry a chunk of plastic around, but then again, we're going to have to find another battery first, so we don't have to carry one. I'm going to start more aggressively using the flashlight now, the emergency light now, because we don't have to worry about it as much. Wish I could store the grappling hook, it's just too hard to do that with. Ooh, that's a tough one. We're just gonna ignore that. Wish I could store this. Nowhere to really do that. Maybe we could get rid of something. That's 3 units. How much does that free up? Not quite enough. Yeah. Gosh, that's a leap. That's a big leap of faith. I don't know if I trust that. I honestly don't trust that direction. Oops, I gotta be more careful with that grappling hook. I'm gonna waste it if I'm not careful. Uh-oh. This is an awkward time to have one of these. Oop. Let's not fall off. Because I have the grappling hook. I could have gone down the other way and I would have been okay. I guess it would have been riskier, but like... I'm seeing a geyser. Not seeing much else. Not seeing much else here. Can we make, hold on, viably baguette. Oh, we need a heat source though. We don't have a fire starter. Oh wait, how do we make a fire starter? Sticks and rope. I don't know if it's worth going for that right now. Gosh darn it. Keep doing that with the grappling hook. That's the only problem I have with the grappling hook. It has nothing to actually do with the grappling hook. It's just me having the stupid. With said grappling hook. Holy cow, that's a lot of water. Gotta bathe real quick and we're good. This guy's incredibly happy. Jackson is incredibly happy right now. Holy cow. Nothing I want to make right now. We could make another foliage rope. But I think canvas would be better. Not worth it. Oh wait, we could make another canvas. Those are actually good to have. We need to go towards like more of the center here because we need to find a life pod. Oh gosh, that's steep. That could be extremely risky if we go down that way. Because if I go down that way, we're gonna not know what we're getting into. I'm gonna backtrack. Ignore the fact that I just tripped. Can I not go down this way? No, we can. We just need to start making medium batteries so we can eventually replace the emergency light, which is the final goal here. We already have a replacement for it. Whoa. That's good to have. Looking okay down there. I don't see anything bad over there. Launch overcumbrance? 1%. That's nothing. I don't think it's necessarily worth backtracking there yet. Ooh. We're fine. Whoa, okay. Well, we can't... That would be better than water, I guess, but at the same time, it's not... I don't think that's a good replacement, necessarily. We could carry it. I don't think we can really take this with us, though. Because we just don't have the capacity. Hear me out, though, actually. What if we make another... Wait, isn't there a backpack item we can make? Not a full back. Wait, we can make a backpack? Didn't know we can make that. What's the foliage bag? It's not a foliage bag. What is it? There is an item we can make that's like a backpack, but like made of a foliage one. It's a sling bag. Okay. So what we do is make some string for later. Okay, that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna have to make... Can I grab the foliage? And we're gonna have to make another bag. But we can convert... Oh gosh, that's a tough one to deal with here. Put the juice down for a minute. We're gonna have to deal with that trap. Oh! Oh! Oh. Crap, that was bad. How bad was that? Oh. Tourniquet. We're gonna use a tourniquet. We're gonna wrap the rest up. We're gonna have to disinfect. A little bit of the dressing. Ooh, that was rough. I think I missed input there, and that kind of cost us. We'll deal with the pain in a second. Alright, we gotta move that now. Alright, we're just gonna make sure that none of that gets infected. Oh my gosh, that could have been way worse, though. That was incredibly unfortunate. That could have been a heck of a lot worse, though. I gotta stop doing that. Well, so much for the apple juice. Oh, we need rope. For now, we'll have an extra bag. Oh, that was rough. That could have been significantly worse. Hopefully it doesn't cause any infections or anything. That's what we're going to hope for there. No mush tails. It's unfortunate. We can use these to wrap some of these limbs. Like, that got hit pretty hard there. Because there are some skin problems happening here, so we could use some of these. Arm there really had a hard time too. Oof. Yeah, the hand, the other arm actually could use some work. Oh, I'm lucky we didn't hit our head though. I think hitting our head would have been significantly worse there. I guess we could just sleep here. That might be safe. That would be safe. We could put our stuff down, too. That'd probably be safe, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't think we slept very good. I think we tumbled onto, like, a bad block. We're just gonna jolt ourselves awake a little. Here's a little extra energy for later. Now here's the new problem. Oh, I don't think we can eat that right now. Here's our problem. So, we gotta find some plant, but the problem is I don't know if this is safe. Get all our stuff. Where is cool we need? Yeah. We're getting rid of this trap, like, now. It's a little hard to manage my inventory at the moment, but we could grapple. Whew, that was a little rough. Rock. There we go. That's not bad. Alright, we just gotta make some ropes, and then we can actually make this thing. We can't, we need a little more. That's exploded. And bad sleep really did us in here. That's a spike trap. Gonna have to disarm it with something like this piece of foliage. We're gonna have to disarm that because we can't go up. Alright, no longer a threat. We still can't make it. Oh, does that have to be empty? It does have to be empty. Alright, now we have a backpack. That's really good, actually. Now we can store stuff in there. Like our tools. This can't go in there. Why not? This apparently can go in the backpack, but it can't go in the foliage bag. Interesting. More. We still have extra food ration. Speaking of food, we probably do need to eat. This is going fairly well, though. Even with that little fiasco... Oh, we probably... You know what? I just realized. We need to make another sterilized bandage, because we don't have one now. We just had to use it. Wash tail. Good for later. Better than backpack. We have a lot of canvas, I think, so we should be able to make another dressing pretty quick. It does have the alcohol, isn't it? Yeah, it's the one with the alcohol in it. So now we can make a sterilized dressing. Ton of room. Put that in the backpack. we can. But how many units do we need? We'll do what we can to, like, not have that in there. This backpack's really base, though. It holds a lot of stuff. I'll make sure we do have room. I'm going to hold on to the flashlight. Actually, no, I'm just going to start holding on to this, because we have an extra battery. Intelligence... we've really jacked our intelligence stat. I don't know what's going on there. We've really jacked that up. At this point, making a medium battery is way less risky. We just need another small battery from a pod or something, and we can just make another medium battery. We can afford to keep. I'm gonna dig. I really don't want to use the grappling hook too much yet in this biome. I don't think this is a good one for it. I'll use it if I feel it's needed, but... Oh, wood. It does actually lead to another thing. But I think, weren't we trying to make something like, weren't we trying to make the crew cleaver with a stick? Well, that's unfortunate. There goes something stick. We're getting wood scraps, though. Alright, let's not lose the stick. We need to make the cleaver. We do need an upgrade to the knife. We honestly do need an upgrade to the knife. Just as a tool. I think, can't this also hammer? Or is it just... No, just cutting. Just good cutting quality. We can upgrade to the machete. Oh, we do have the scrap panel. I don't know if I want to do that, though, because the problem is it is a 50% chance of failure. That might not be great. In my opinion, I don't know if that's... What uses a stick? Fire starter. Don't have the rope, but we can make one. We need to make a... We do need a fire starter. Would honestly be really useful to have a fire starter tool. Also, there's drinking water. And bathing water. Wait, do we make a crew cleaver? Oh, we don't need the knife. We don't need that extra knife anymore, in my opinion. We have an upgrade. We don't need it. We're not going to hold on to it. It's a waste of space. Let's see. Filter straw. There we go. I am sliding around so much I can't drink the water. Just want to drink the water. Apparently I'm not allowed to do that. The only bit of water. It's not enough to bathe in, I don't think. Let me try. I don't think it's gonna let me do that, even if I ragdoll. No, I don't think that qualifies as viable water for that. Oh, hold on, I gotta disable my advertisements here. That's a little annoying. Maybe a little annoying. Let's turn that off on Twitch. Okay, so that's that. Wait, is this the only tool we have of hammering quality, though? We might need to start preserving this. Or replace it. Actually, what do we need to make a wrench? like a makeshift one. Scrap tube. Dang it. It's always the scrap tube. We could see that has good scrap up there. That trap. Ah, no good. No good. Alright. Ooh! There's a bad thing down there. What? Is he stuck in the... Oh, frick. This is a leap of faith. I didn't even see the literal shade crawler there. That's terrifying. Oh, we're gonna have to dig. Wait, we're gonna try to make a fire starter too. Yeah, because isn't that like sticks and rope? Yeah, it's like sticks. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna backtrack. And I think we should be able to make it now. No? Foliage quality. Oh, we also need... Oh. Well, frick. We do need that too. Safe. I'll do some digging to get to that one. I don't think it's worth just going out of my way for. Oh, we need to find water. Or a shower. Just some... Oh. Well, how convenient. We'll drink it first with the filter straw, and then we're just going to bathe in it. There we go. Get all cleaned up. And while I'm at it, fire starter made. Now we can make fires wherever we want, which is really good for certain cases where like we need to process water or things like that. There are certain things you also have to have a fire for to make certain food or items. Just good to have. Ooh. I gotta preserve this tool a little bit. Uh-oh. I'm gonna stay right where I am. For a moment. Yeah. I didn't break anything important now. Okay. If I claw my way through here, I'll break up a little sweat. That'll help the temperature problem. Is that another energy drink? I don't even know if I can hold that much more. How many units does it have? We have to be really conservative adding more here. Like, we can add a little bit of this guy. Maybe like 5 milliliters more. We could like store like 5 or 6 more before this like hits capacity here. Good enough. We take a swig of it now. I would say it's a good idea. Need a little more energy. Let's me just do a little bit more today. And then we just eat some fruits. I'm gonna eat it all. I don't care about the hydration thing. Honestly, this has been insanely lucky. I mean, outside of like the little incident with the launch pad, this has been very lucky. Speaking of, is that a launch? Is that in the ground? Can we even hold much more biochem? Like a little. We can be pretty aggressive with the flashlight now. We're gonna have to make a new tool at some point. Specifically for hammering purposes, because this is starting to go. And it's a little heavy for just being a glorified hammer. Oh, frick. Please? Okay. Is there a survivor? There's not a survivor. So that means that we can just free reign to that light bulb battery. Oh, I better not use this. We have 6% left on this. Unless there's like a glass shard. I might use it if there's a glass shard. Like that. I might use it on that. Because these tools can instant break glass shards. Sometimes the glass ones, shards need like 2 hits without a tool. So, little safer. Oof. Humans do strange things. You should never trust them to be nice, but you can't trust them to keep you alive. I broke my arm once, and I put it in a cast. I did not like it. It was heavy and it stopped my arm from moving at all. It seemed they made it worse on purpose, and they made me wear it for a long time. They removed it one day, and my arm was fine. Humans made it worse, so it could get better. I think they did something similar to Jumper's head. Jumper used to scream and cry a lot. One time they hurt themselves and the humans took them away. Jumper's back now. They don't try anymore. They don't talk. They're sleepy all the time. Head is like my arm used to be. I can't see any casts around it and their behavior worries me, but at least they don't hurt themselves anymore. I hope the humans undo whatever they did once Jumper's head is fixed. I miss them. Jeez. Is the between this and like Lethal Company, man, the work conditions are not exactly great. It seems. Again, the Andor prison scene, I think, is the best way to describe. Like, if you need a good description of the events before this game took place, that is basically it. With creatures instead of humans. Although I guess the humans are sort of part of that too, from what I've read in the lore. Found a big piece of lore last time with that revealed, well, turns out the humans were also kind of on a lockdown due to all the experiments being run on, well, the experiments. Well, we don't have that anymore. We'd have an iced tea now. We could dilute the water. Add a little bit into our water bottle. I think it dropped it. We gotta get rid of some stuff here. Put that in the bag. We're gonna put that back in. Clean water and iced tea. It's a little bit mixed, but still can be used. And I think we'll just ditch the rest. Alright, we now have 2 batteries. We could theoretically make the medium battery at some point. We just need a chunk of plastic. You know what we could do? Since we could just wait for the next layer if we want. How's our sleep? It's fine. I don't think we're gonna stay here tonight. Bad luck with the plastics here, though. Really? None? You give me nothing to work with here? How about this guy? We have to break these anyway. There's our chunk of plastic. I don't know how that's being blocked by a wall. It's like right there, but okay. I think it's a line of sight thing. Now we can make a medium battery. Now, we could try it now, or we could wait. I might personally wait. Because we can make it right now, but we don't desperately need it. We still have a flashlight, so instead of risking it, I'll just hold on to the raw materials for now. Alright, shade crawler. We're gonna ignore. I don't think we need that. I'm trying not to dip. Oh, we can dip into the cereal. There's just like water right there. Might as well take advantage of the filter straw. So I'll get the hunger back up, and then we can use the filter straw to drink. Yep. Thank you, San and Woo, for the follow. I appreciate it. So what's our next thing we have to do? How are the bags? Those are fine. This is good. We just gotta start moving down now. Maybe find loot if we're lucky. Don't want to make that yet. Not until maybe the next layer. We'll see how that goes. A lot of shade crawlers there. Oh, fellow Cincinnatian? Well, welcome to stream, my friend. Did not complain about that. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised. I didn't realize we had Saiyans in Cincinnati, although that shouldn't surprise me. I better be careful about that, because this is a little fool. You also broadcast. That's neat. What do you typically play? Are you just doing it for as casual wise, or just casual streamer? Are you trying to like maybe start as a career? Hold on, I can do that too. Just a little. It's a little sus today. Ah, frick. Yeah, I really don't want to use my digging tool on that guy, but like... Oh, we definitely have to now, because I have to sleep now. Oh gosh. You know what? We just ignore him. Move on. Oh no, he's gonna... No, go away. Go away. Nah, you know what? Yeah, we gotta get rid of him. Boop. That little guy was bad news. That's horrifying. We're gonna ignore that. That's not gonna be good for sleeping. That might be good, but it's a little... Ooh, I don't like how dangerous that seems. Good enough. Fortnite, BO7, and Retro. Battlefield... Oh, is that like Battle... hold on, what is BO7? Oh, Black Ops. Duh. Yeah, COD. And the Retro. Can't go wrong with the Retro ones either. You would like... Okay, you would like my sister then. Also from Cincinnati. She's a big time... Big... Hold on, let me just do a full shout out. Big time Fortnite player. She does it every day. It's really fun. We just did Fortnite tonight. Yeah, that is true. This is T for teen. Although the game I'm playing is M rated right now. She is a T for teen, or not T for teen. I'm T for teen normally here. She is full on family friendly. That is something to keep in mind. That is a good point. I'm 89 plus because old. Wow. Okay, we're gonna drop this. I am really nervous about trying to sleep here because I feel like I'm gonna like have something bad happen. There's a mushtail that expired. I think I forgot to use it too. I'm gonna save. Should be okay as long as I'm maybe more on this side. Yeah, it should be fine, right? Grandpa, tell him that one story. Hold on, which one? You realize how little that narrows it down? Do you even realize how little that narrows it down? I really... Antiseptic. I think that might be worth going for. What's that versus the alcohol? Isn't alcohol also antiseptic? Might be bad. That might be... Oh, it has water value too, though. I don't know if it's... It might be worth having antiseptic, though. We gotta disarm that. That's a problem. Anything I want to get right, don't mind getting rid of. Like, get rid of that. I don't need that. By the way, for anyone just tuning in right now, by the way, this is a game called Casualties Unknown, or also known as Scav Prototype. It is basically if Terraria and Lethal Company were like the same game, but darker and a little more brutal. That's just another material pouch. That might be worth replacing. How many hours left in that? Can we store another one? Wait, can we just transfer everything into this one? Like we can do it one at a time. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but just hold a couple in my mouth, one in the hand, my mouth, and then it's a pain in the butt, but we can do it one at a time. Just transfer everything to that other one. I think that's the way to go at it here. Then we can just transfer all my stuff and then get this basically repaired for free. You know, the Lethal Company reminds me, I think I might end up... I know I was planning on maybe doing this game again. Like tomorrow. I might do like Guilty as Sock or Repo or something tomorrow. I think that'd be fun. I think people would enjoy that more. Not that I have an issue with this game or anything. I was thinking Guilty as Sock would be a good choice, because that'd be fun. I think I dropped the battery. Shoot, I dropped the battery instead of putting it in there. I once again blundered and I dropped my wood scraps. Ah. What? In there. What? In there. It's the only thing with this game sometimes. There's one, like, issue I have with it, which is the inventory management sometimes is a little funky. Like, it's a little funk. I'll do the QL mod add scrolling to these inventories, because that would be not fun otherwise. There we go. We can drop this one now. He did. This guy did have 2 trials. The second one at least was fair. the first one with the court and, like, I feel like the courtroom and, like... Oh, frick. I feel like the jury was, like, biased. Yeah, although not as biased as that one time with Ryder, though. I think I got robbed in that one. I am salty. That is also true. I guess with the whole bottle antiseptic. That'll work. Well, in fairness, I was winning a lot as prosecutor. Mostly, I mean, in fairness, though. In fairness, though, I was kind of bullying in some of those cases. Like, I was kind of bulldogging. Oh, thank you, E.T. I was kind of taking advantage of the bulldogging, like, through the cases, and it was working. Until Ryder. It was not... I think, except when you were judge, you did not put up with it as much when I was trying to do that. I also, is it Ringer Solution Oil Bleach? It's a lovely combo. Oh, that's horrifying. Terrible circuit board. Scrap metal is... Whoa! That's a really good one. Okay, hold on. That actually is kind of good. Is there anything... Wait, we need to make a scrap cube. Because we need scrap panel, I think. Or just having this in general is a really good idea, I feel like. Because you can just make so much stuff with scrap cube. Hold on. Is there anything we're trying to make? Eventually machete. But we need more intelligence for that. Isn't that how we make batteries? It also is how we make batteries. My face, I guess, is bonkable. Oh, frick, I need to eat something. Uh-oh. The spike trap's deactivated, right? Can we wall jump that? I don't think we can wall jump at that. Oh, frick. Well, that's not good. That's not great to deal with. How do I get up there? Yeah, I mean, they have to be manually, like, checked. Can I make a climbing rope? I'm gonna make a climbing rope. I'm gonna sacrifice some nails for a climbing rope. I can get up here. Also, that is horrifying. That's also horrifying. Read it or else. Okay, noted. It's not hard. Okay, here's the basic gist of it. All you have to do, if you first step 0, come up with idea for random object or scenario you think would be good in a case. This can literally just happen as you're watching. Step 1, you just go to form, roughly put in idea. Doesn't even have to be perfectly done. It just has to be enough where I can read. Step 3, that you wait. You came up with cases for the future too. That's good if you're like prosecutor. I'm horrified to find out what this geyser liquid this geyser has. Actually, I'm kind of hoping it's water. I can use some of that. Also, is this any good? Can I expect a tile underneath it? That'll work. Oh, that's rotten. Never mind. That's like... I don't think I want to carry another scrap cube, but that is really good. I don't really want to carry another one of these. I'll make some tube. I don't really want to make another scrap cube. They're kind of heavy. Kind of hard to deal with. No, you should be excited. Feel good about that. Oh, there's water down there. So if this geyser sucks, we could do that. Oh no, infinite water. Okay, cool. Now we can bathe and do things. And also drinking water, but we gotta find a way to trap it. Man, if it wasn't for the Luma algae down there, we could like use that, but no. No, because instead, this. Also, Jackson's really happy right now. What's the happiness spot? 66. Honestly, this is like the best, I think the best gravel lands layer. Despite the increase in difficulty I've added this time compared to my other runs. Like, this is like going significantly better. Like, the amount of insane luck we've had is really wild. Alright, we're gonna let that bath fill up. And then we'll bathe, and we'll also get some water. Oh, am I stuck? Oh, there we go. A little slippery. Do you have enough water? We could use another drain. We're a little slippery. We gotta be a little careful right now. Alright, there we go. It's trying to drag me in. We're gonna be a little careful. We're gonna get that away from there. I can go to sleep here. This would be really nice if we could find a mush plant. Ah, no good. I do not want to eat a mush pear. Let's do a workout. That'll get the temperature down. Or up. Yeah. You just need a PC. You need a computer. It doesn't even have to be a good one for Guilty as Sock. You do not need a good computer. At all. Just not necessary. Like, it's not as intense of a game in general. You just need one that has a decent GPU, enough GPU, and it will run just fine. I need to watch E.T. again. I have not actually seen that movie in so long. Oh, there's food up there. There's also a life pod. Except it's full of water. That's bad. Oh, that's good. That's a good find. We're keeping that. That's dangerous. We gotta get rid of that. Oh, this is 1%. I think the digging tool is a little dead. We might as well just use it up. Oh, there it goes. It's dead. I'm sorry, is that another scrap metal? Isn't that how I make the wrench? Scrap tube? Yeah, that's how I make the makeshift one. Well, one tool goes, and suddenly we find another. Okays in how many hours? In a very long time. So belt's good for that. Let's pick the wrench up. Guess what? Now we can make more scrap tube. For another time. How do you make the full wrench? Ugh. I think we're going to wait on making a full one until later. We're not going to use it that aggressively. We're going to wait until we get our intelligence stat up a little more, which we're almost there. I'm sorry, is that another jump pad? Oh. I'm seeing only one viable way to get up there, and that is with a grappling hook. I don't know if it's worth going for, though, is the problem. I guess we're a little sleepy, so we could drain it, but I think that's riskier than just going down at this point. Not worry about the emergency light at this point, as we're going to be doing fine next layer on all that stuff. I'm going to wall slide down. It's real slow. That's bad. We're just going to be careful. We're going to eat the geo fruits. It's a good source of food. That'll work. Still much in the water department, but that's okay. Read this if you're an unk. I guess I have successfully read it. Got him. Yep. Just reading my chat. You got me to read the chat. Congratulations. Scrap where? Give it to me, please. Yes, money. If I had a nickel for every game where I collect scrap-related items and were expendable, I'd have 3 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened thrice. Okay, we have to sleep. We can make, I think we can make that work. Antidepressants. I don't think that's worth carrying. Jackson does not need antidepressants. I don't even know there's ever going to be a time where it'll be worth him trying to have that. We can get back up, right? Yeah, we can get back up. That's horrifying. We're just get rid of that for the future, just in case, because you never know. Never can be too sure. How is this bag? Ooh, we need to replace that foliage bag. We're gonna have to replace that. We'll do that tomorrow. We're almost 2 hours. In-game time's probably a little higher than that, but this is casual run, so it doesn't matter. Reading chat's so rare. It is very mental. Oh, frick. Speaking of, that has nothing to do with that. A little bit. Hold on, get in the drill. I think something exploded up there. We're gonna get rid of the drill pod. We're just gonna hang out there until this is done. There we go. The lob flesh. Oh, free, I guess, mana from heaven, and like, quail from heaven, I guess. That literally just came out of nowhere. Scarf. We have a scarf, don't we? We did have a scarf. I don't know where... Wait, didn't we have a scarf? Guess I have a new one. We need to make a new foliage bag, because this is, like, dying now. I still can't believe we found an assault rifle just as random loot. Honestly mental. I saw a baguette sword, and I swear I saw a baguette cross. Belmont's choice of bread. And I just realized, oh, frick, you know what? Speaking of bread-related things, frick, I think survival food. Simple, elegant, and tasty. That is true. Frick, I just realized I gotta be making long-term... How do you make soup? Campfire, water, fat. Nutrient bar. You need a lot of stuff for that. Like, you need to make fat, which requires fire. Can we make that liquid pouch? Can we make those? I don't think we can make that yet, but can we make it? No. Okay. We have... How much water? How are we doing the water supply? That's good. Antiseptic's great. Biochem's a little low. We might need to stock up on that. Angel hair pasta for spaghetti. Oh, you didn't like it? It's not... I think it's good in the right pasta. Also, if it's good, like, good pasta, though, it'll make it better. And that's fair. It's like that's just a preference thing. I think you can tell which side I might prefer more of. But something carnivore. Not that I haven't cheated on noodles. Like before. I just don't do it much. Listen, we do eat salad and things sometimes. I don't do that as often. It's mostly just due to the fact a lot of it's like just badly processed these days. A lot of the vegetables. Okay, that's death. Not anymore. I'm gonna look a little... I'd like to look around a little bit more before we leave. Because once we go to the next... Here's the thing. This is a random layer run for a reason. Once we go to the next layer, we don't know what we're going to be getting into. This could be incredibly bad, depending on which biome we get. So I don't know. We could get this one again. We could literally get the easy one. We could get Gravellands again. We also might not get that lucky. So I'd like to look around. Yogurt and clean water. Upon further inspection, the water seems mildly radioactive. I don't think we want to drink that. Okay, getting up there is going to be really annoying. Never mind. I'm cheating on the noodles? No. Oh, I see what you mean now. Now I'm just reminded of that guilty as sock case that Mom was playing witness with. Gosh, that was a wild case. Is one where Mr. Sock had an affair. I don't think that's worth carrying. Except for, like, trade value. How much is that worth in trade value? 16. Good for trade value. Rotten for most things. I don't consider it that great carry. Is there anything up there that does this guy have anything on his body? No. Nothing good. How's our water? We can eat. Ooh, that's an enemy down there. That's ooh. Ooh, we're not messing with that. We're just gonna ignore that. That is milk. Not much of it. I don't think it's worth going out of my way for. I'm hearing something, like a loot item. Oh. It's up there? I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know if that's actually worth going for. Okay, we can't eat more geofruit right now. We're gonna get sick. I can't get up there without this. That's the rifle. Where's my grappling hook? Love this thing. The tight space to squeeze through. I don't know if that's gonna be worth it. Let's find out if it's worth it first. Gosh. The witnesses throw such a lovely wrench into it. That's the fun part of Guilty as Suck. Like, you could build up an entire case. It's a really good item, actually. Like, you could have the best case set up, like, known to God. And it wouldn't matter. Is all of a sudden, the witness throws in some kind of wrench. I'm gonna squeeze in here a little bit. Ragdolling is the best mechanic in this game, not just because it's funny, but you can, like, do all sorts of stuff. It's like real cave diving. Is that another? That's a grappling hook. It's another grappling hook. That is actually worth it. I can reach it. I just don't want to get stuck in here. Oh gosh, I really don't want to get stuck though. Oh, well, alright, we're committing to the bit now. And there's pancakes in here. Oh, frick. We might be a little stuck. Hold on. We can get out, though. Okay, we found food. And a second grappling hook. I think we can remove its battery. Alright, now the trick is we gotta get out of here. So I might have to, like, toss myself over here. That is not how we want to get out. Okay, hang on. We're just gonna... Okay, we're gonna do a flip. Oh, we're a little heavy. Hold on. You know what? Let's just take the battery out. The wrench. Where the frick did I put my wrench? Oh. Ditch this. Too heavy. We're just gonna... We already have a grappling hook. Let's just not carry a second one and get the battery out. Getting out of here is gonna be the hard part. I need to get on my belly first. And just... Pray we can squeeze out. Oh, frick. Judge is a fun one to play. Okay, we're a little stuck. Oh, I messed up. Okay, so we just lunge at it while ragdolling. We can squeeze through. Jackson's he's very nimble. Just be able to get through that. My goodness. You know, I was waiting for someone to do that, though, at some point. Like, make jokes related to lemon things. When do the pancakes expire? I'm assuming if they get wet, it'd be worse. 19 minutes. Alright, no more food. We can store the rest of the pancakes, though. Mushtail? Nope. I think at this point, I'm happy with what we've collected. I wish we could have maybe, like, made some more food, but... Oh, gosh, that's terrifying. We're just gonna skip that. we're almost done with this layer. Like, we're almost out of here. Oh gosh. We've gone down. This has been incredibly lucky, but we'll see how this goes. I know, I actually, look at that, guys. This is a game I can actually read chat with. Okay, another material pouch. Is it worth it? Honestly, I have 2%. I don't think I want to deal with transferring items for 2%. Unless there's something, like, really good up there. Am I over-encumbered? No, I'm not even over-encumbered anymore. Oh, I'm not over-encumbered anymore. Oh. I think we gained a bunch of strength stats and resistance stats. Or resilience. Okay, yeah, so we now can carry more. Is there anything worth it over here? Because otherwise, I think we move on. That spike trap might not be worth dealing with. You know what? I'm ready. What's our intelligence stat right now? 11? Okay, I'm ready to move on. Whoa, that's a crazy drug, actually. That's really good for stopping... Like, that's good for stopping... internal bleeding. We're gonna hold on to that. I think the flashlight... Oh, emergency flashlight is dead. Well, goodbye, old flashlight. Hello, new flashlight. You now belong on the belt, sir. Everyone in the chat, the girls are talking, I see. How many pixels is that? 97 pixels down. Okay, I'm gonna remember my camera position for next time. What the frick? That was a small cave-in. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. It's a little annoying. Alright, now we made it to the bottom. Next time, we're not gonna, I don't think we're gonna have time to do another one tonight. This actually took a while. We have the next biome. I did save, right? I'm gonna save again, just to be safe. Like I said before, we gotta use skip layer for this. Skip layer 2. It picked 2. Here's where the random part comes in. It took us roughly 2... Flooded... Oh, it's desert next. Okay. It's unusually flooded. That's actually really good for a desert. There you have it. Actual in-game time is a little higher, but this was roughly the same. Okay. So desert, honestly, not a bad pull. Not a bad pull for a random run. It's not a bad pull. At least for my personal tastes. Better than dealing with the giant garden salad early. Or let's try putting this in the bottom. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Italian dressing is really good. I didn't used to like it as a kid, but I like it now. I don't have it as much. I wonder if there's a carnivore version of that we could make. With like custom, like good spices. You don't like ranch. That's interesting. You know what? I wonder if you would like my mom's. What she makes. Or like certain like the Silver Spring House blue cheese we have in Cincy. Because the thing, a lot of those ranches though, depending on the brand too, they're ultra processed. You love blue cheese though? Okay. Yeah, you would like Silver Spring House's blue cheese. 100%, because they make really good blue cheese. You remind me of Hannah now. She had a veggie phase like when she was growing up and like when she was older. I think Hannah got scared about losing a tooth at some point. I know one time was on a roller coaster. She was worried it was going to fall out on that, which actually is what traumatized her from roller coasters as a child for a while until she got over that very quickly. Also, veggies will do that. But no, the thing of a lot of like those dressings and stuff, and a lot of those sauces, is they're really ultra processed, which is really wild to find out as an adult, like after switching eating habits, because like holy crap, you don't realize how much stuff they put in this. Honestly, that might, for ranch even, that might be the part you don't like, is what's in it, like some of that garbage. You might actually have taste buds that are sensitive to it. Like you might have a good palate. Also, different ranches have different tastes. Like Hidden Valley is like one of the bigger brands. That's gonna taste extremely different from something else. Depends on where you're like getting it. My aunt, on the other hand, though, one of those who will just eat it by itself. Hypothetically speaking. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, but even then, though. Oh, artificial ranch, though, like flavoring, that's different. Could be a preference. You just might not like it, which is perfectly okay. Again, though, what exactly are the dishes, though? That's the real question. Like, bacon ranch chips, for example, that's gonna be different from, like, actual, like, legit homemade dressing. Just in general. Depends. It just really depends, I feel like. Just all of it. No, I'm glad, taking suggestions was definitely, as soon as there was an option for custom cards, it's one of the first things I thought of with Guilty as Sock. I don't have any brands, because Mom makes it herself, like, from scratch. So, like, this is, like, homemade, clean ingredient type stuff. So that's, like, the difference. So that's why it's good. Also, I think I feel like my personal preference, I think it's toned down, so to speak, compared to say like just a name brand ranch you get. Like in the sense like it doesn't punch you in the face as much. Again, probably like just the artificial flavors and stuff. Like there's just none of that. it just tastes, I don't know, it's hard to it's really hard to describe it. It just tastes cleaner. Between you and Hannah, I have a punchable or slash pinchable face. It's like I don't know, J-Con abuse just equals dopamine. I have that effect apparently. Which is kind of funny. I gotta say this this run went really well. Honestly, this might be one of the best early games I've ever had in this game. Finding an assault rifle too. Hey, yeah. Also, I just realized I found one in the first run the last time, but I forgot to take it. This time, I actually found an assault rifle. I used to have. Well, Hannah has started punching that shoulder again. It has gotten better enough to where that has happened with punch buggies. Punch buggies were involved. Violence was chosen. It is doing better, though, I will say. It is nice that is actually a thing that can happen. But again, I always think of that scene when people say language in the chat. I always think of this, like, scene from the Avengers. Where Iron Man's like, along the lines... He says along the lines of, I'm sorry, are we not going to talk about the fact that Cap just said language? I think it was after Tony Stark himself swore. In my head. That scene lives rent-free in my head. I believe that was when they were fighting Hydra, like, remnants at the time. I think that was like before Endgame, though. Like, before... That's, like, before he kind of had, like, just more experience. So that was back when he was, like, a little more innocent. The F dash word, but he didn't say fudge. I always forget this in this game. I'm gonna have to make a new copy pasta because I jacked the difficulty up. Significantly. So I'm gonna have to make a new copy pasta for my description next time. Dev mentioned a song about Alice's restaurant at some point. I think it's gone full circle again. What? It always surprises you. It auto-corrected that to Alice? What do you mean it auto-corrects that to Alice? What? That doesn't even make any sense. Man, iPhone hits different. Or iPad, I guess it's iOS. It's same thing. It's all iOS. iOS just loves messing with people, I swear. It happens on iPhones and iOS devices like iPads the most. You hear my mom have, like, I've heard stories of my mom having that happen. There you go. I'm gonna update my copy pasta for next time. That's a good idea. I should see if I have that. That'd be a good one. Okay, hey, speaking of announcements, first of all, let's talk about this one. Hey, if you want to, you might have noticed that my lang file was a little different. You see, Jackson does not use the F-bomb. Or, GDs, or anything like that. He doesn't use that kind of language, although he's like Frankie from One Piece. He does say the S word sometimes. But if you want the more toned-down lang file, you can find that on Google Drive. It's not even a mod. You guys have been saying that to be unhinged. I don't know where that started. Even I haven't been using that one. I think okay, maybe one time I accidentally did it. I did accidentally. That reminds me of one time Hannah and I were trying what we thought were ranked duos in Fortnite for fun, just to see on stream, just to see what would happen. We first of all, we did not in fact do ranked. We thought we were, but it turns out we accidentally just picked regular duos, which is why it was easier than we expected. And I remember because I got really loose because it was just her and I, and we were really close. I remember like casually dropping the F-bomb. Like I was going on about like something, you know, friggin' whatever, except I didn't say friggin'. It was like one of the first times one of the few times I did use that word on stream, and people were like losing their mind. Oh, that, and when I called the game freaking jank, except I didn't use freaking. I remember that moment in Fortnite. It's always in Fortnite. I'm noticing a trend. I've used that word in Fortnite when I slip up with it. I'm noticing a trend. I remember Andrew or Orange being in there at the time in the party, and he lost his mind when I dropped the F-bomb out the game, because he never heard me say it before, and I really never say that word on stream. I like to emphasize on stream. I'm trying to work on not using it as much. But he lost it. The F dash 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 one, not fudge. I think I got flustered in the game and called it freaking jank, except I didn't say freaking. And he never had heard me use that word before, and so he just lost it. I put the I put the F in Fortnite. I literally put the F in Fortnite. Oops. I put an F-bomb one time. Do as I say, not as I do. I have a problem with Linguini, mostly off stream these days. You notice I don't use it a lot on stream. I've gained a filter slightly until I get like really upset, and sometimes it slips. That's just F extended. Sephiroth's F. F is for fire that burns down the whole town. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not, because I admit I'm a moron. My face is an actor. What do you mean my face is a paid actor? You guys get paid? Dang, your face joke was so bad. It bombed so bad, it even confused ET. It bombed harder than my F-bombs. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I getting at? Now I don't remember what I was saying. I've lost my train of thought. But no, I'm willing to admit my mistakes. I've had a lot of them. Honestly, I've grown a lot with those. Did I roll my eyes? I think I just looked somewhere. I promise that wasn't an intentional eye roll this time. It was probably like me darting at my monitors. Not that I haven't done that before, but like that part of that song goes way too hard with the uranium bomb. Uranium bombs. Gosh, OG SpongeBob was so good. Like early season SpongeBob was so good. I need to watch it again at some point. Also, I need to get Hannah, like once we were done with Vigilantes, like once the season ends, I need to have Hannah and I watch Digital Circus. I've heard it's really good. It was also the same studio that made Murder Drones, which I heard before T passed away. He really liked that one. That's wild. Is it Survival of the Idiots? I don't know. You might not mind it now. I mean, if you could watch this freaking game or have the audio on for it, I don't know if you like have the audio on or not. Like during a lot of that, if you can handle this game, you can handle that episode again, probably, unless the childhood PTSD in Vietnam flashbacks kick in. But you know, make yourself laugh. You're blaming me. Maybe I had a part in the self laughter. I think Murder Drones is I think it was a series created by Gooseworks. I thought the same people who made Digital Circus made that one. T or Trayton when he was alive, he really liked that one. He said it was really good. I haven't watched it either. I haven't watched it either yet, but he said it was really good. Hold on, are we talking about Repo? Are we talking about Casualties Unknown? Those are very different games. We gotta watch Amazing Digital Circus. Like, once we get done with Vigilante Season 2, we gotta put that in the watch list. Like, because we watch like that and then you go to One Piece. I'd love to throw that in there. It's in June. We got time then. We need to. Is it really good? I saw the first one and I liked it. I liked the first episode of it. I didn't watch past that yet. I've heard it's really good. I've heard people like it. Yeah, Alex Rochon killed it as Kane, honestly. It's a shame what happened on the social media stuff with the creator of that. It's really a darn shame. Really a darn shame what happened there. Man, it's like this. You really like. It's almost like you gotta mentally. This is like why I mentally prepared myself, like for stuff like this on the internet, in case I do somehow, God, in some miraculous miracle from God, ended up making it. It's like, frick, this could very well happen. Yeah, I mean, people have retconned the ending before. Like, retcons are a thing, that is possible. Actually, you know what's funny? I think Charles Dickens did that. In A Christmas Carol. Like, people wanted to find out so bad, like, what happened with Tiny Tim, that he added a part of it, like, to the end. Mentioning what happened, like, he didn't die, he was, like, got good medical treatment, Scrooge was like a father to him, I believe. I might be... I'm paraphrasing here, and I might be misremembering some stuff, so take that with a grain of salt, but I believe that's actually something he added later. So, you know, it's a thing. I don't know, just like, I don't know, people take this stuff too seriously. That's my problem with it. I think this is what happened to My Hero, too. It's like, people get a little too overly invested, they start having their own ideas for stuff, they're like, it gets a little too far. I mean, maybe. We don't know. First, we don't know how the end times are going to happen, and like we don't know how it's going to look. A lot of the Rapture stuff is it's very modern philosophy. It's like not. It's like we don't know how much of it's like human made and not. The only thing that's gonna really have any accurate information is the Bible itself about it. And even then, a lot of it's really vague, intentionally vague. God has a lot of mysteries. He has a lot of mysteries. There's a lot of things that we don't understand, that we probably couldn't handle, to be honest. A lot of things to this day, I still don't understand. I'm constantly, it's constantly growing closer to God is really good. That's always something you're going to be striving for and doing. Like, you're always going to learn more about them. But there's still a lot of things that I don't think we're ever going to understand. At least not in this lifetime. Maybe in the future. Not even in the beyond that. Trust me, nowhere allows that. No major social platform allows pirating. That's just not a thing on any platform. Because copyright laws exist. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad some services are like streaming services are like, adding watch party features and things like that. That's nice. It's kind of a shame that it's expensive, a lot of it, and kind of inconvenient. There's one absolute though with anything related to the return of Jesus or return of Yeshua, and that is we don't know when it's going to happen. In fact, it even says in there, only the Father knows. I believe this is from Revelation. If not, it's somewhere else. Only the Father knows, not even the Son. That means Jesus himself doesn't even know when the time is going to be for him to come back. It's only the Father, which is pretty wild. Nope. The only thing that tells us is that we know it's going to happen. And we don't even know what it's going to exactly look like, because a lot of it's very vague details. Very cryptic. Probably left that way on purpose. I think a pastor I know put it this way really well. It's easy to get caught up with end time stuff. I think he had the pastor I'm talking about had that happen where he got really caught up with it. Right? And it's like, no, what you need to do, it's good like to ponder some of that stuff, but it's the most important thing is growing closer to God and focusing on him. Not on all the theories of what might happen or whatever. That's like fine. Those things are fine. To an extent. But it's really more about growing closer to God himself and like learning about him, coming to know him, which is far more important. Also, it does remind me of something I've struggled to. Like I've struggled with that. That is one area that faith that I've really struggled with the most with God is the question of like, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what people think about my stance with Jesus or not, right? Like it doesn't matter. Because I know I don't lowball me, I know what I've got. And I know I'm going to be with Yeshua, that is Jesus Christ, someday. I know that I have him right now in my heart, right? But it's really hard, especially with the recent passing of my grandpa. It's made me think, because there's a lot of uncertainty there. Because I don't know. Like he mentioned him a lot, like Jesus, in conversation loosely. But there was never like a definitive come to Christ moment with him. And to this day, I still don't know. There's a lot of people who I think about that with a lot. Like, what if something happens? Honestly, that is ironically one of the things that has caused a lot more depression for me than a lot of things. Like, it's definitely a fact. It was definitely a factor at points. It was hard to think about. Heard it said as well. At the end of the day, people have choices, and people can make their own choices about all of it. Because I know it's a struggle thinking about, like, oh, what if someone doesn't make, that decision before the end of their life? And it really comes back down to the notion of free will and people being able to make their own choices. Because what God doesn't want is machines. Like, think like ChatGPT. Think large language models. They're trained. You could train one to respond a certain way to you, and it's going to always respond the way you want it to. He didn't want a machine that would just always choose a certain answer. That's why free will exists. That's why the Garden of Eden happened. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. I'll be honest, to this day, it's still a struggle. Like, it doesn't always make it easier to think about. I think one thing I've learned from it, though, pray harder. And pray more. And what I mean by that is, like, if you have those people on your mind, the best thing you do, you quietly pray for those people in your own time. Like, during your quiet time. Really practical step. It's not like super religious-y, or like you don't have to do all of like this, like all the different gestures or whatever. It's like, it's not that complicated. What you do, like what I do every night, and what I'm probably gonna do tonight after I end this broadcast, is I have a list of people. It's called a paste list. I don't talk about this very much. It's like something I like just do quietly. As literally as Jesus is mentioned to do with prayer. Don't do what the Pharisees do. They make a big show. You go and you have your time, and what you do, in your own words, honesty, you just go to God with your prayers. And what I do every night is I have something called a paste list. And what I do is I just am honest with God, saying I want everyone on this list, X or Y person, to know you. That's literally, I'm very simplifying it a lot. I'm not going into detail either. That's just what I do. So the best thing I think you could do, if you really worry about somebody, make a paste list. Just make, which is called a paste list because you could paste it somewhere, like on a sticky note. You could put it on like your refrigerator. You put it on like your bathroom mirror, so while you brush your teeth, you can pray for somebody. I do it every night before I go to bed as part of my time. The reason it's called a paste list is because you can just paste it somewhere where whatever works best for you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just somewhere where you're going to have that same routine, and you just pray for people. Again, it can be really simple and short. It does not have to be complicated. It has to be in your own words. Like you're having a conversation with God, not some fancy ritual. That is what I've come to learn is the best thing you can do. Because that's the only thing you can control. You can't control what people choose to do, but you can control what you do. I think the biggest thing with the paste list, and what really struck me the hardest, is again from a pastor. I learned this from another pastor of mine, and it struck me pretty hard. They said this, something along the lines of this anyway. You know that person, like it could be XY person. There's a chance that they have never been brought before the throne of God, ever. That's where your prayers go. You go right to God. There's a chance that X or Y person has never been prayed for in their entire life. But no one has brought their petition to God. And that really struck me. Which is why lately I've been trying to really be on it with the base list. Because that just, it makes you think, wow, there's a chance someone's never even prayed for this person before. I know I've gone a little... Yeah, honestly, it struck me the first time I heard it. And I was like, whoa. Oh, that's a huge deal. My mindset on it's simple. I'd like to have... If they've never been prayed for before, I'd like to, you know, have someone in their corner. Someone who actually gives a crap about that person. And again, I'm avoiding for privacy reasons right now. I'm avoiding listing names. I think that's the big... Okay. That's good. That's really good. If you can't shake it, you can't get it out of your mind, pray for it. Honestly, write it down. Write that down on a paste list. If it's not, if they already know, if they already have Christ as their savior, if they've already accepted Him, then what you do instead? I have on that same card a prayer list. I pray for specific things for those people, because I know there's a lot of people I also know in this community who already have Christ, Jesus. So for those people, I just pray different things. Sometimes it's blessings. Sometimes it's just like, oh, they're having this X or Y issue. Pray for that. Before I go to bed, you hop off here because I'm gonna hop off very soon here. Is there anything that anyone in here would want prayer for tonight? Because I'm gonna do it anyway. Like it's not gonna. I'm like for a lot of you, like you two especially, like that I pray every night. So and I pray for a bunch of people every night. It's not gonna really change anything. Is there anything you'd want specifically prayer for tonight before I go to sleep? It's something I can constantly pray for. You can DM it, by the way. If you're not comfortable putting it in the chat, you can DM me later or whisper me later. Like it can be simple. It can be like something big. It can be something small. It doesn't matter to me. And again, if you don't want to do that right now, that's okay. You can just DM me later. I'll take a look before I go to bed. No. It's not weird. I would also say God wants you to pray. Like if you're struggling with something, He wants that. There's a difference between conviction and false guilt. Because conviction is when you've done something wrong, you know it's bad, and you know you probably need to repent, which literally just means turn around, turn the other way, walk away from it. That's different from false guilt or condemnation, which is not from God. Every little bit's worth it. Every little bit's worth it. Doesn't matter. It's worth it. Because God simply wants you to talk to Him. He wants to hear the little things. He cares about even the little details. He's a very detailed-oriented God. He's a very detailed-oriented Father. He wants to hear about all that little stuff. It doesn't matter if you deem it as insignificant. He cares about all of it. Because He already knows all that stuff. He already knows you. He already knows what you want. He already knows what you're feeling. He knows all of that. He just wants you to talk to Him. He doesn't care how. He doesn't care when or how you do it. He's just ready to listen. It's an honest conversation. It's a good way to do it. It's an honest conversation. You know, in Jesus, in Yeshua's own words, in Jesus' own words. This is from the ESV translation. This is Matthew 7:4. Verses, this is verse 7 through 8. Let me, maybe let me put that in the chat as well, because that's a little, that's a lot of numbers. Oh, it's Matthew 7. Let me put that in there. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds. The one who knocks, it will be open. Which one of you, if his son asks him for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a serpent? If you then, or evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, he's referring to like parents in this chapter who he's talking to, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give you good things to those who ask him? He's literally in, this is actually through 7 through 11. He's literally right here. He's telling you, just ask him. Like, don't be afraid to ask. It's literally inviting you to ask the Father, to ask him for things. Sarah, I'd say this to you. Keep praying for that. Keep praying for Melissa, then. Pretty crazy, man. Usually don't go... Usually, I know it's a little strange probably hearing me do a lot of the this sort of stuff. I don't usually delve into a lot of this on broadcast. But you know when I said, like... I said this before... Like, I don't always feel led to do this sort of thing on stream. But let me tell you, when the Spirit just leads me to do something, I'm just going to do it. Doesn't matter if it's considered weird or not. Oh, no, I know there's not. Nor do I feel there's anything wrong with it. Actually, I'm kind of happy. This is like the first time in like I don't know how long that this opportunity's actually come up to talk about it. Because what I don't want to do, right? What I don't want to do is make it feel forced. Like I don't want to like make it like time for forced Bible study number 7. We're going to talk about X and Y thing, right? But I also want to make it like where people feel comfortable, like don't feel like they're getting preached to all the time, like in a bad way. I think I do remember that. I think it was along those lines. I remember that. But no, I want to make it feel inviting. But I also like if it obviously like you guys were asking some questions today and for things. Like I'm going to talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it either. Kind of happy there was a good reason to talk about it this time. Anyway, like I said, if you guys want to DM any prayer requests, like I know there's not an official channel in the Discord or anything like that for that sort of thing. But like if you have anything, just send me a whisper, send me a DM. Just be honest about it, of course. Like I'm not gonna like respond to pray for world peace. Like I'm not praying for that. I'm not praying for ones like that are just generic and not personal. But like for the real genuine ones, just doesn't matter what it is. Just shoot me a DM if you're not comfortable putting in chat. I think she's talked about that before. I'm gonna actually go ahead and wrap up for real. I am getting tired. It's almost 3 in the morning. I really should have gotten off a bit ago. Oh, hi Yoshi OST. Welcome to the tail end of stream. Also, this is yes, this is the real one. I swear you've been on Hannah's channel before. Yeah, because what time zone are you in? Because depending on that, you're also EDT. Interesting. Well, it was EST. Then Daylight Savings decided to come in. He kicked the S out. Yeah, no, I do stream a little later, so I could see that being a little hard to catch. But yeah, if you do want just some general guideline, 7:30 p.m. or 11, or 10 or 11. I have not played Rocket League in so friggin' long. Yeah, my early segments 7:30. Tomorrow's gonna be 10. I usually do 7:30 on Friday, but things got swapped around this week. 10 or 11 for late segment days, or for late segments. By the way, if you want schedules, guys, just general statement, not aimed at anybody. If you want schedules in your own time zone, I post them and pin them in the stream announcements channel. You can check the pin messages. I usually try to pin them too, so you can go back and look. Final announcements. Let me think. So I know I have this. Speaking of this particular game, I know I had this game, Casualties Unknown, listed in. I know I had it listed as tomorrow's segment. I might end up changing that to something multiplayer. That is not probably gonna happen. I'm probably gonna change it to something multiplayer so you guys can basically like Guilty as Socks, so we can just have some fun. Good question of the reruns. Basically reruns are on when we're not live. So whenever we are not live, you're gonna find it because they are constantly running. Basically, the stream's always going. For both channels. Actually, Hannah's are going right now, and mine are about to start, which means you're gonna see the stream go offline for a minute, and it's gonna come back up. It resets the timer until like the next time we do a broadcast. Then it goes on live. By the way, pro tip: easiest way to tell if it's a rerun quickly, look for these. Look for the square brackets that say rerun like that. That means it's a rerun. If you don't see the square brackets, like in the either little stream message that pops up notification wise, or like the one that appears in the side on Twitch. Again, not aimed at anybody. This is just a general statement. If it's in the title, then that means it's a rerun. I'm not live. You can also tell. Easy way to tell people to figure it out too. If if Hannah especially does not respond to something quickly, like within like 20 minutes, like 10-20 minutes, probably not live. Also, if it doesn't show up in the little video, built-in video chat like that, that's probably not live. If the chat is desynced, easy way to tell there too. If it's like right now where I have a different title that's not in the square brackets, that means I'm live. Again, I'm really over explaining this, but you like a bad tutorial, but you get the idea. Hey, listen, if you enjoy doing that, that's who cares? It's for fun. I've seen people go meme crazy in reruns a couple of times. Or even just use it as a full-blown chat room, which is, by the way, we do not mind that during reruns. If you want to listen, if you want to make it into a glorified public chat room, as long as like rules aren't being violated like mad, we don't care. Like, you want to make emoji pyramids in there? Like, go ahead. We do. In fact, it makes our algorithm stats go up. So, if anything, it just boosts that. Also, hey, sometimes I get a laugh out of it. Like, by the way, speaking of memes, by the way, for those who don't know, I read the chat logs. Don't do anything stupid during reruns. I check the chat logs every day, multiple times a day. Let me tell you something. Sometimes those comments get me a little bit. Like when I'm checking them, it gives me a little laugh as I have to scroll through like dozens of lines of dialogue, and also have to filter out the bot messages. Oh, well, speaking of which, as I'm checking it right now, Hannah apparently caught an offline raid of like 8 people. I'm seeing praise related to Jesus related comments. Wow, non-insult, non-auto-modded comments in Hannah's channel. That's kind of pleasant. I usually don't check these while I'm still live, but like... was that what happened? Oh yes, I am the spy. Anyway, by the way, but spoiler, I do check those. I'm rambling again. That's beautiful though. A certain B Lego guy. I can say that because he was nice. He rated Hannah during a review. Something pay the bills segments, as I call it. A spoiler, it does actually. It covers a lot of the cloud compute costs I have for like some of the viewer segments, so that very appreciated. No, he is. He's rated me a couple times, like before. All right. Oh yeah. Closing notes with the game. I talked about the segment potentially changing tomorrow. Don't worry. This game, we're not done with this game. Random layer run will return, and Jackson will return. The community has named this little XP character. Speaking of which, first of all, once again, if you'd like the custom lang file I used, that's a little more toned down on the language. With this game, does not need mods. It's just a lang file. It's just a JSON file you put into a certain folder and it works. Then you just go into a game and click a menu button. Also, if you want my exact settings I'm using for this run, just go ahead and DM me that. Or check the About page when I'm doing this in the future. If you want this game yourself, you want to try it yourself, this is on itch.io. Is known as Scav Prototype / Casualties Unknown on there. You can find it here. This is a darker toned game, especially if you use the built-in lang file. It has even stronger language than the one you see on stream. Fair warning. Fairly dark game. But it is technically free. The demo is free. You can download it. You don't have to pay for it. I personally have because I put a lot of hours into this game, and I felt it was fair. But it is free if you're on PC, so you can try it for free there. That said, though, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and for that end part there, I hope that I was able to actually help a little bit for some people, for some people there. It's just some insight. It's not my insight though. It just happens. I just happen to be the messenger, so to speak. It doesn't, because all this stuff doesn't come from anything actually insightful. Does not come from me. I'm not smart enough for that. That being said, though, have a good one, everybody. I will see you probably for Guilty as Sock tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be Guilty as Sock. Don't know if I can add custom cards tomorrow. We'll see. I got stuff going on. We might have to do vanilla deck one more time for a little bit. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna have that ready on time because I got to deal with a bunch of other stuff, including tax related things tomorrow. And also still getting over being sick. So we will see. That's kind of the neat thing. The cards are randomized for you in custom decks. So the game, like, I'm probably going to include some maybe modified versions of the vanilla cards too. So that we still have some of those. Like, maybe not some of the Garbo ones. But we're also going to have custom ones in there. Like, they'll probably just get randomly pulled with those. Fun fact about Guilty as Sock, by the way. There are about 100... There are over 120 built-in ones. Around that much. For the basic ones. There are some extra themed cards. If you do, like, for example, the medieval map, then you do themed mode and you turn that on. It does add a few extra ones, but there's a lot of them. But to my knowledge, there's not a hard limit of how many custom cards you can have. Yeah, it's a lot like the wheels like that, exactly. To my knowledge, there's not a hard limit. I checked. I hit the add a card button, and to my knowledge, it did not stop me from adding like hundreds of them. So, theoretically, I don't think there's a hard cap. And if there is a hard cap, it's really ridiculous. Like, to the point where you're probably not going to run right into it. It's Guilty as Sock. It's, there are some. I would say, no, not in vanilla, no. You can make it sus. With custom ones, you could do that. Oh, the Pentaque? Is that how you say that's? The Pentaque? I still don't know how to pronounce it. The Pentaque balls? That's how I discovered about what Pentaque was, which is a French Boodles game. Players stand, according to the summary, players stand in a circle and throw hollow metal balls, or boodles, and try to land as close as possible to a small wooden target ball. I think so. I think that's what it is. That's how I remembered this sport existed. Gosh, the amount of jokes people were making with that. That was actually during, I think, Jackson case number 2. Speaking of. I used to love playing that one. Well, hey, that makes sense. Oh, that case was hilarious, though. Oh my goodness, that was an unhinged case. But no, there you can do stuff like that if you like do. The custom cards are just like, it's custom cards for a reason. If you're playing with buddies, you could add some really wild ones in there if you're just doing it by yourself with buddies or something. Our community deck's probably not gonna go. It's gonna be unhinged, but not too crazy. Like, it's not. Like, there are some, by the way, speaking of the segments too, they have rules now. We had to make some rules too. Like, there's not, like, sexual content's not a thing. And it's things like that. So it won't, like, get, our deck, community deck, won't be too crazy. Unhinged at points, perhaps, but not wild. Oh, we always explain that. Anyway, I could talk for, oh my goodness, I could talk for hours here, but I need to really go to bed. So I'm going to leave you this. We're probably going to do Guilty as Sock tomorrow. Don't know about custom decks. Don't know that's going to happen. If we're lucky, maybe. Probably not. we're probably gonna play that one because I think it'd be fun. Either way, though, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. I'm gonna go get some sleep because I gotta fight this cold, and I'm very tired. So have a good one, everybody. I'll be back. I'll be back next time at 10 o'clock with some kind of segment. Have a good one, everybody. I will see you in the next broadcast. So have a good one. Also, memes, get some sleep. You're gonna need it.